Hi Virgo, this is Nyonjo from Truth is Chain Tarot, and I'm here to do your spring equinox reading. So spring equinox consists of the dates of March 20th to June 20th. And that's Aries season, Taurus season, and Gemini season. Yeah, so let's get started with your reading. So for Aries season, the overall message is Terra and achievement. So I think what I'm getting from this, Terra, which means earth, and achievement, is trying to find stability outside of milestones. Find stability that, you can see here with the, with both the cards, there's like, with both the cards, there is this element of, well, you have, mountains. Mountains are the ultimate representation of what stability looks like. It's something that you build upon, a foundation that you create. And when you're building that foundation, sometimes it's easy to give into wanting to have little markers or milestones, like I was saying. And I think during the Aries season, it's really going to remind you that you can't, what is that saying? You can't build, Rome wasn't built in a day. Like, don't give into urgency, but also don't give into the necessity of hitting certain milestones during certain points of time. And especially if you're trying to just hit milestones and not live in it, you're not going to actually feel stable. You're going to feel like rocky. The whole point of building this foundation is to have this continuous form of stability, living within the moment, as opposed to just kind of looking for the next chapter, if that makes sense. All right, so your tarot cards for this Aries season are the World, 2 Wands, and 3 of Wands, which is beautiful. So yeah, definitely a cycle is ending. And with the 2 Wands and 3 Wands, it's like you're being asked to make a decision, so they're able to move forward. And with the 3 Wands, it's another waiting period. Like, it was a waiting period where you're waiting for your manifestations and abundance to come in from all the work that you've done. So it's definitely kind of forcing you to kind of live in that, and live in the moment in that way. So let's see what. Interesting. Okay, so to clarify the World card, you have the Page of Swords. So during this time, a lot of this time period. I'm gonna pull another card actually. Okay, you got the Knight of Wands in reverse. So during this time period, like I said, I think part of what your chapter you're closing is sort of actually pushing yourself to communicate what your thoughts are, what makes you feel intellectually stable and fulfilled. And part of that, what you need to integrate with the Knight of Wands in reverse, is to not closing a chapter and feeling like you have to be scattered, or your energy has to be all over the place. So part of this chapter that's closing and kind of forcing you to kind of is slow down as well, even though this, it's Aries season, so a lot of other elements are going to feel kind of a little bit scattered. So it's asking you not to give into the urgency, like I said, not just in terms of the milestones, but just generally the energy around you, and do that through communication. And this chapter will end in its own time, in the time it has to. Because if you're trying to force it, it's not gonna be pretty. And with the 2 Wands and the 2 Swords here, it's like there's gonna be a little bit of indecision, obviously, around the decision you want to make. But at the end of the day, with these two twos present, it's about stability, finding like balance. About balance is what I was trying to find. Finding balance mentally, finding mental clarity, so they're able to have be connected to your a balance. Finding a balanced way to be connected to your heart space, your passion. And with the Three of Wands here too, you have it clarified with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. And I think with the Ten of Pentacles here in reverse, I think it has to do with just sort of your environment, and maybe comparing yourself to other people in your environment. And that's why you kind of feel like you need this waiting period to be rushed, or you want to rush through, or you want to like hit these milestones. Let me pull another card. Yeah, but with the Father of Pentacles, also known as the King of Pentacles, it's asking you to, like, because you can see here with the cards, you're waiting for your ship to come in. You're feeling this external pressure, but you living in your element is to address that pressure, to address the people who make you feel some type of way, address yourself, you know, so that you're able to feel more stable in the vision that you have and you want to create. Yeah, and these milestones have to do, I mean, this is general reading, so it's relationship milestones, being in partnerships or having partners, you know, being in your career or work or whatever. And your advice for this time period is, I craft my core desires with certainty and ease. So, certainty and ease, like certainty, I think, is just feeling very confident. And the way you're going to feel confident is by doing it in a way that is not going against the grain. Because if you're going against the grain, if you're trying to do things in a way that it just makes things harder, and not just in terms of like the direction, but literally how you go about doing it. Like, if you're just doing it in a way that makes you feel so pressured and urgent and all this stuff, it's like, that's not going to give you confidence, and it's surely not going to make you feel like gentle or easy with yourself. So you can, you know, make these manifestations happen. So I'm getting to read that. Let me get the booklet. Move on to Taurus season here. So, our deepest desires can act as a roadmap, guiding us to craft a life with purpose and meaning. It is in our nature to create, yet sometimes it's just a matter of slowing down enough to remember who we are. You're a craftswoman. If you listen closely, you know what you want and how to manifest it. When you claim your innate ability to craft and create, you connect to a deep knowing that is unshakable. It lives in your bones and is magnetic when awakened. You may create art, a poem, a family, an adventure, a business, delicious food, or a garden. The options are endless. Instead of exhausting your energy and repressing your desires, give them a direction, no matter how small. You hold the reins and can steer them. You deserve a space to pause and inquire, feel a sense of trust and ease with all you are crafting in your life. Perfect. So let's get to Taurus season. So you have your overall message is perseverance and vision. And I think it's continuing on this theme of trying to find, sorry, my hair is like weird. It's asking you to, it's going along with the theme of doing things on your own terms, in your own way. And with perseverance, I always say that you don't have to just trudge through the mud. You don't have to you don't have to do the path of hardest, going against the grain, going against the wind. You don't have to do that. Or to feel like your plan is legitimate. It doesn't have to be out of this really like horrible place that you envision this. Like, it can be, and that could be your circumstance, but it doesn't have to be that way in order for it to be legitimate or valid. That's what I'm getting. So your tarot cards are the Nine of Wands in reverse, the Nine of Pentacles, and then the King of Swords. So yeah, this is saying like once you kind of release these external pressures, and especially in terms of how you feel like you are trying to complete a project or complete, a thought. It's with the Knight of Pentacles, it's your energy of doing things in your own pace, in a pace that feels familiar and that feels steady and stable, and is your own energy to get to where you need to be, not trying to use somebody else's energy. And with the King of Swords here, let's get more cards with the King of Swords here. I'm just going to clarify. I wanted the King of Swords here. Yeah, so with the King of Swords, I mean, you have the Nine of Pentacles, which is great, and the Tower in reverse, which is interesting. So I think either this is a person, well, I'm getting it could be a person, an air-like quality person, somebody who thinks about their vision in a very logical and concrete, evidence-based mindset, and is very decisive. And I think this is either a person that's going to support you or the energy you're going to be engaging in to get to this point of self-sufficiency. And with the Tower in reverse, I think it's going to come to you as a surprise that you're getting to this level, either this person or this mindset, but it's really not going to be a surprise at the same time because it's the Tower in reverse. I'm going to pull more cards. I mean, not to, but I'm going to anyways. And then you have the Eight of Wands right here. Yeah, there's going to be some sort of communication that happens. Either you're communicating to other people and then you're going to feel a shift as a result in terms of feeling a lot more self-sufficient. And, for Taurus reason, this is April 21st to May 20th. So this is around the end of, I'm getting the end of, around May. Yeah, May 20th. Anyways, there's going to be some sort of communication that happens that is not to your surprise, but it's a reflecting of shift that, of all the work that you've done to be able to do things in your own way. And so your overall advice is, I honor the natural process of growth and transformation. So, like I said, doing things in your own way. And so here we have, Gemini season. So your overall message is release and abundance. And I think it's telling you to kind of allow yourself to feel the abundance. Allow yourself to feel the results and the manifestations. Because sometimes happiness feels very scary to face because it's something that you feel like it can be taken away from you. But like I said, you've been creating this stability. You've been doing the work, you've been communicating, and during Gemini season, which is May 21st, May 21st to June 20th, I think the final kind of projects is to flow into abundance. Your overall advice here is your tarot cards are the the Nine of Cups, the Six of Pentacles in reverse, and the Five of Swords. So part of it is saying, you have this emotional fulfillment and stability, or this emotional fulfillment and self-sufficiency going along with the Nine of Pentacles, this energy of focusing on yourself. And I think especially in spite of what you have, the Six of Pentacles and the Five of Swords here, is any sort of people or places or people, circumstances that feel really uneven, that is leading to conflict, and is asking you to release those people so you're able to actually see the abundance. Because if you're just like caught up in all this messiness, you're not going to see what you actually have. You're not going to be able to be grateful because all this other like shit is going on. Yeah, with the Page of Wands in reverse is again these sort of like negative communications about what you're trying to do with your life. Yeah, and the Wheel of Fortune is like things will feel more within your favor in terms of the coincidences, synchronicities that make you realize that abundance once you kind of like you know, push yourself away from this negative energy. So your overall advice for this time period, is I unleash my wildness and choose to be free. It's like, I rarely get this card. It's so beautiful. Like, it's just choosing to be free and knowing that liberation is something that you move towards, not something that just happens, you know, because of the external circumstances. And I unleash my wilderness is really telling you to, like, unleash my wildness, not wilderness. Unleash my wildness is really telling you to kind of allow yourself to, like, feel that abundance, feel what feels unfamiliar, which is this emotional fulfillment and stability. Yeah, so that's your reading. If this feels relevant, you know, if you want to know more about what's going to happen for you during the spring equinox, and, you know, you just want to get more details beyond what I've shared right now, hit me up for personal readings. Go to my website, truthexchange.tumblr.com. We can set something up. And yeah, I have full moon and new moon readings that I do every month on my Instagram. It's also on my website as well. And yeah, thanks for watching. Blessings.